Alright, we got the spoilers here for chapter 70, but just a heads up, we're actually getting 2 chapters this month, so if you haven't checked it out already, I'll leave a link to my video going over the spoilers for chapter 71 in the description and comment section down below in case you haven't checked it out. But besides that, let's just get right into the video here, guys. We got a lot to talk about. Alright, so the first bit here says, Beelzebub's real name is Baalzebul, and he is a god with 2 faces. He is like a mix of a good god and an evil god. Then we see Beelzebub's secret treasure, which is that if he swings his left hand, it becomes a shield and repels all attacks. And when you swing the right hand, it becomes a sword. So this is picking up from the end to the last chapter where we saw Beelzebub attack Tesla with his staff, and you can actually notice that he uses his right hand when he initiates the attack with his staff, and when he blocks Tesla's plasma pulse jet punch, again, he uses the staff to shield himself, but you can notice he uses his left arm this time. And although we're getting this information revealed to us as the audience through the spoilers, I'm also really curious if this ends up being something that Tesla learns about Beelzebub throughout the fight. If not during this chapter, because you would have to wonder how Tesla could exploit this information to his advantage. So I'm not really sure if this is being told to us through narration or by Brunhild, or if Beelzebub is just straight up revealing this about his technique to Tesla, but I'm interested to see how this could come full circle. Maybe Tesla could find a way to disable one of his hands somehow, who knows. Alright, and the next part says, Tesla's armor got destroyed, but it does some auto repair and starts functioning partially. Tesla is bleeding, but he praises Beelzebub's power and calls his attack wonderful. Tesla is very impressed by Beelzebub's attack mechanism and asks for his wand. Beelzebub declines the request. So the end to the last chapter ended with Tesla taking massive damage on his right arm that ultimately destroyed some of his armor, but we're finding out now that he's able to self-repair it to allow him to continue fighting as he was before. And this next part is really funny. He straight up asks Beelzebub for his staff, and of course he just says no to this, right? And this immediately reminds me a lot of when Kojiro had asked Poseidon to show him his technique and Poseidon just ghosted him. There's actually a lot about round 8 so far that reminds me a lot about rounds 3 and 4, I'm noticing. Alright, and the next bit here says, Tesla respects Beelzebub's fight ethic as he does not go for a quick attack as he wants a fair fight. Tesla then arrogantly says that he can't beat him. The present might belong to the gods, but the future belongs to mankind. So it's interesting that Tesla calls out Beelzebub's fight ethic, because you can almost say the exact same thing about Tesla. They've both been fairly patient and observant to each other's fighting style, and while it's obvious that it's Beelzebub who's doing the more damage here up until this point, it's not like he's trying to one-shot Tesla in the same way that other gods would have, like Thor or Poseidon, just for an example. But maybe there's a specific reason to that, right? Because it's clear that Beelzebub is 100% confident that he's gonna get the job done here. You can also make the point that he's even more motivated to win than he ever was before the end to round 7 now that Hades is gone. So it's curious that Tesla mentions Beelzebub isn't going for any quick attacks, because that's probably the #1 question we should be asking here, right? And I'm sure this is all part of the narrative to the fight. It's just something to keep in the back of our minds as we get more dialogue between their differences in ideas and opinions. Okay, and the next part says, Tesla then looks into the sky and says it's almost full. A huge current crackles in the sky and it looks like Tesla was planning something. Beelzebub seems fascinated by all this electricity. So I remember I had mentioned in my video for chapter 69 that there's most likely some kind of strategy that Tesla is relying on, right? And you can say the same for Beelzebub. I think this fight will eventually come down to who ends up outsmarting the other, but I can see why that was probably hard to understand after chapter 69. It was a pretty dominant chapter in the fight for Beelzebub overall, but we're finding out now in chapter 70 that Tesla's been plotting on something this entire time. And I know I have a separate video on the channel already for chapter 71, but you can see how the payoff was just massive for Tesla, right? There's just so much Tesla hype now with both these 2 chapters combined, and now that we know Tesla can even self-repair his Volund, I'm especially curious to see how Beelzebub is gonna respond, because it's like we're now suddenly seeing so much more versatility to Tesla's abilities. But we're coming to the last bit of the spoilers here, guys. It says, this is infinite energy and forms a bond with air and makes a cage-like shape. Tesla calls it Gematria Zone, the prison of the gods. This electric field is very likely to increase the performance of automata. Tesla then says, in this 9.63 meter by 9.63 world, I am the god. Alright, so we're straight up getting a cage match here made from electricity that's most likely surrounding the entire arena, and not only that, it even gives his Volund a buff in performance. And at first my initial reaction was, oh cool, we're getting an alternative steel cage match, right? But the more I looked at these spoilers, it just felt and looked more like a bug zapper. And ironically enough, a lot of bug zappers are used to kill flies because flies are usually attracted to very strong light, and the moment they make contact they would die instantly from the electric shock. So I'm unsure how intentional this was. This is just what I'm noticing here, but regardless, this is a really cool switch up, and I can't wait to see this chapter translated in full because I feel like I'm only getting massively teased here. Like I said, we're just seeing even more and more versatility to Tesla's abilities, and this goes back to what I had mentioned in my video for chapter 69, where I said it still felt like they were just testing the waters by trying to feel each other out, but this is where things are just gonna get even better, guys. And again, like I said at the start of the video, I'll leave a link to my video for chapter 71 in the description and comment section down below if you're interested in that. But this is where I'm gonna end the video with, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and like always, before I end the video, I just want to give a very special thanks to the channel's patrons: Iron, Justin, Nix EXP, Paranormal Beluga, Jedi Knight 104, Pedyuko, and Malekith. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for the support, guys. And for anyone wondering, you can sign up too and get into the monthly Q&A that I do here on the channel. I'll be posting the next one up sometime at the start of November, so from now until the end of October, feel free to consider joining. You would also be helping me out a lot here in a massive way and get a special shout out like this in every single video. The link will be in the description below, or you could just search it yourself at patreon.com/Izanami. But other than that, guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, I would greatly appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you think about all of this, and of course, if you're interested in more Record of Ragnarok, then make sure you subscribe. I'll be doing more here on the channel like always, and yeah, have a great day.